family. My name is Vicki Dillard for African Diaspora News Channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Family, be sure to give us a big thumbs up, and share the broadcast. That way others receive notifications. Yes, that's so important for our collective Black voice. Thank you so very much, family. Now, I've got to say, how many of you all know that when there are things that are going on that we ought to know, we don't tend to get the news that we should be getting from mainstream media? Of course, we know the reason for that, because they're sponsored by war makers, corporations that are against the public, antithetical to the public, along with other corporations who are essentially ruling the world unjustly. And these are the people that sponsor your mainstream media outlets. So that's the reason why a lot of their conversations don't promote the things that the public really ought to know. Yes. With that being said, I saw two different, really was more, I've been hearing this from more than just this place, but it's a pretty large platform that's known as African Diaspora International. That's not African ADNC here. This is a different one. Reports and clips from not only her, but other platforms from other African outlets. Yes. For example, even Mr. Cairo of True Crime. I'm not familiar with the details of these groups, but I have been following at least one of them for some time now. And I've been watching other reports and other folks that have been chiming in connected to them. So I wanted you all to see a brief clip from what they're saying there. Watch this.
Burkina Faso has signed an agreement to establish diplomatic ties with China just 2 days after it cut ties with Taiwan. A communique on establishing relations was signed in Beijing on Saturday by Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi and his counterpart, Alpha Bari. Burkina Faso broke off ties with Taiwan on Thursday, becoming the second country to do so within a month. The Chinese foreign minister said China now has only one country which it has not yet established relations in Africa, adding that China hopes the country can join the big China-Africa family soon. That country is the Kingdom of Eswatini. Taiwan, which is claimed by China as its own, is Beijing's most sensitive territorial issue. Beijing says Taiwan is merely a Chinese province with no right to state relations.
Okay, family, did you hear that? They say China is sending hundreds of troops to assist in Burkina Faso. Now, if you're not aware, China and Burkina Faso, long before the rise of Captain Traore, has had a long relationship with the nation. So a lot of times, again, when we be talking so crazy about all these other countries, we don't even have a real legit history and understanding of their connections. It's the West, the white, lily white West, that's mad that these relationships were forming, which is why they dominated a lot of this stuff in the media to make them the bad guy. And there are some bad actors, Asian actors and stuff, but they are not the ones that are the sole massive representative of the country, just like there are bad apples in a bunch of other different groups. Yes, but the United States and the West can't talk when they've been exploiting all of us. Anytime you see the exploiter point fingers at melanated countries and say, oh, they're exploiting you, and they never address their exploitation for hundreds and hundreds of years in all forms, then we can't really trust what you're saying like that till we deal with you. Shout out to China. How many of you all know that if these reports are accurate, some of the comments and a bunch of other stuff that I've been hearing from different parts are correct, this is a big game changer. People are not playing with the West of the United States of America. A lot of folks are regretting the fact that they sat back and did not do enough when the United States under NATO assassinated an African leader, Gaddafi, among others. In recent history, somebody say never again. Somebody say never again. Be sure to check out my other commentary that I've done on Captain Traoré. I'm not new to this. I've been covering him for some years now, since almost the beginning of his rise. And I'm so pleased to see that a lot of attention is on that country. But it's my prayer that more action from those of us that are around the world, and of course, obviously those who have actually feet on the ground, will continue to support our brothers around the world, brothers and sisters around the world. We're not playing with y'all. I'm also seeing a lot of Black women rise up in major leadership roles throughout the continent of Africa. I look forward to talking about many more of them. I have been discussing them, even though I don't believe that they get the coverage that they deserve. But we're going to continue to make inroads as it relates to that and make sure that you support them. Yes, my name is Vicki Dillard, beloved. I'm going to be discussing the hidden hands behind the uprisings there, but also some dirty work that folks like those so-called chosen ones are planning on doing, magic in the high places, stuff that I promise you mainstream media is not telling you. I can't wait to break it down for free in my upcoming webinar. Check out my website at vickiplanet.com. That's VICKI planet.com. Be sure to comment below and share the broadcast. I can't wait to see you.